Alright, it really does look like Valve are quietly hinting at Cache making a comeback. And this time it's not just speculation or data mines. Cache is already live on the workshop, a full CS2 remake rebuilt from the ground up. The map was made by Pone, the original creator of Cache, and it's already available to download and play. This isn't a teaser or a placeholder, it's a playable version of Cache right now. And that alone is enough to turn rumors into something that feels very real. The key thing here is that Cache for CS2 isn't just a simple port from the old version. The map has been completely rebuilt from scratch, and it shows. Lighting, visual effects, environmental details. Even the areas outside the playable zone are heavily detailed. There's also a lot of interactivity. Fire isn't just visual anymore, it actually deals damage. The lighting feels modern, graffiti and small map details look polished, and overall it doesn't feel like a rough community project. At the same time, Cache still feels like Cache. Squeaky is there, the layout is familiar, just rebuilt for CS2. Of course, this isn't a Valve-optimized version yet, and performance isn't final, but even in its current state, Cache already looks like a map that could realistically fit into competitive play, and that's exactly why it's getting so much attention right now. See the promo code on the screen. Don't wait for a lucky chance. Luck is already on your side. Enter the promo code on our website and collect top loot from GGDrop. Have fun hunting! This is where things get really interesting. The tweet. An official CS2 account replied to Pone with a handshake emoji and a message full of appreciation for the original Cache and the work behind it. Naturally, the community jumped to conclusions and said, "That's it. Valve bought Cache." But strictly speaking, there's no direct confirmation, no official statement, no announcement. It's more of a very strong hint than a confirmed fact. And that's classic Valve, leaving just enough signs to spark speculation. That said, the logic is pretty straightforward. If Valve did acquire Cache or secured full rights to it, they wouldn't do that without a reason. Valve doesn't buy things they don't plan to use. And if they plan to use Cache, that means optimization, polish, and preparation for official play. That's what really matters here. Not whether the purchase is confirmed, but the fact that Cache clearly looks relevant to CS2's future again. Whenever Cache comes up, the original Cache skin collection comes up as well. It was released back in August 2014 and is one of the earliest collections in Counter-Strike history. This collection has been discontinued for years and hasn't dropped in-game for a very long time. On the higher end, you've got skins like Glock Reactor, MP9 Setting Sun, Famous Sticks, and of course the Galil Cerberus with its three-headed design. That Galil has long been the centerpiece of the entire collection. The important thing to remember is that this collection has been closed for years and exists independently from any current drops or updates. As soon as the Cache rumors started spreading, the market reacted immediately, and not always logically. Some skins from the original Cache collection saw price movement, but it wasn't consistent across the board. Take the Galil Cerberus for example. It showed noticeable spikes, but a closer look reveals that part of that growth happened before Valve's hint even appeared. That means it wasn't news-driven. It was pure market manipulation. After that peak, the price dropped and only later showed a smaller increase tied to the Cache discussions. The key point here is simple. None of this is tied to the return of the old Cache collection itself. That collection has been discontinued for years. This is the part a lot of people miss. The return of the Cache map does not automatically mean the return of the original Cache collection. These are two separate things. A map can come back while the old skin collection remains discontinued. Looking at it realistically, the original Cache collection has been out of circulation for years. It doesn't drop, it doesn't get updated, and it isn't tied to any current systems. Even if Cache re-enters the competitive pool, that alone doesn't create any direct connection to skins released back in 2014. Valve's pattern has been consistent. When a map returns or gets a new version, it usually comes with a brand new collection. New skins, new tiers, and a fresh visual direction. Older collections stay exactly what they are: legacy content. That's why price spikes on old Cache skins are driven more by hype and speculation than by any real functional change. When you look at the bigger picture, the logic starts to come together. A returning map almost always leads to a new collection. Not a reworked old one, but a completely fresh set of skins. And in Cache's case, everything points in that direction. Valve already has a working system with the Armory. Train 2025 was added there recently, and in the past, there were moments when 4 collections were available at the same time. So technically, Valve can either expand the pool again or replace one of the older collections. There was also the recent workshop update where Valve directly asked creators to submit new weapon finishes based on specific themes. That's not vague speculation. It's a clear sign that Armory updates are ongoing. When you connect all these dots, a new cache collection doesn't feel unlikely at all. It feels like a natural next step. With all this cache discussion going on, the community hasn't stayed quiet either. The workshop is already full of skins clearly designed with a potential new cache collection in mind. Creators see the direction things are heading and are getting ready early. There are pistols, rifles, snipers, SMGs, all leaning into the familiar cache style. Radiation symbols, toxic colors, industrial themes. It's clear that the visual identity of cache is still very much alive in the community's mindset. At the same time, it's important to stay realistic. There is no official announcement for a new collection yet. What we have right now are hints, patterns in Valve's behavior, and strong workshop activity. Cache definitely looks like a map with a future in CS2, but everything else depends on when and how Valve decides to move. For now, one thing is certain. Cache is back in focus, and that alone already says a lot. Looking deeper into the workshop, it becomes clear that creators are already trying to predict what a new cache collection could look like, especially when it comes to the covert tier, because no collection really exists without a strong red skin at the top. There are plenty of concepts. Some AWP designs lean heavily into nuclear themes with radiation symbols, yellow accents, and small industrial details tied to cache's identity. There are AK-47 concepts that feel more restrained, but still fit the map's atmosphere. Some skins clearly look like solid purples, others feel closer to pink tier. But what matters is that creators are already thinking in terms of collection structure. When you put everything together, the picture becomes pretty clear. Cache no longer feels like a forgotten map from the past. It's back in the conversation, even if for now it's through the workshop. There's a rebuilt CS2 version, visible attention from Valve, market reactions, and strong community activity. At the same time, it's important to separate facts from expectations. There's no official confirmation of cache returning to the active map pool. There's no announcement of a new collection either. What we're seeing are signals, patterns in Valve's behavior, and predictable reactions from players and creators. Still, the fact that cache is being taken seriously again already matters. This isn't empty hype. It's a situation worth watching. Now it's just a matter of waiting for Valve's next move.